Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be covering a story, the continuing story of Bros, and how Billy Eichner keeps doubling down, and it gets even worse because then now another actor who is attached to this project sort of decided to pile into the public space and basically just make stupid statements. So without further ado, let's get into this story. So let's address this right off the bat. Billy Eichner addresses Bros box office and release strategy, saying it was, quote, a bold swing.
Swing and a miss.
That's translation for, we completely misjudged the situation and we fucked this up good. Because they did. They marketed to a specific group and then suddenly they said, oh, well, we need the other people to show up for this too, even though they didn't market this to other people. They marketed this basically almost exclusively to the LGBTQIA plus community, and they didn't really market this or target straight people to come and see this movie. And then suddenly, when it looked like, oh, well, we're not going to get enough money from this movie, then suddenly they had to switch gears and then try and guilt trip and coerce and force people into going and seeing this movie, and threaten to call them homophobic if they didn't show up. Why did Billy Eichner's Bros bomb at the box office? Straight people aren't entirely to blame. Well, that's just a brilliant fucking title there, Variety. Thanks for that. Well, it's not all the fault of straight people. Like, why is it the fault of any straight person who didn't want to go see this movie? There's lots of movies that I don't go see. And does that make me an istaphobe for every single thing that I did? I didn't go see DC League of Super Pets. What kind of istaphobe does that make me? I haven't gone and seen a movie at a movie theater in probably in months, maybe even up to a year now, just simply because nothing has been compelling. I haven't wanted to go to the actual theater to see anything. That's going to change in October and November, though. First of all, I gotta actually give a little bit of credit to Variety for finally getting in and admitting the truth of this after all of this bullshit garbage up front, where they basically talk about how great the movie is and how it flopped at the box office and how obviously that's the fault of straight people not showing up to an LGBTQ comedy. Gee, I wonder why. Because again, that's how you marketed it, and they didn't show up to that? They're expected to? When were they expected to? Maybe if you just sold it as a comedy, or even just a romantic comedy, it didn't make it all about this, all your letters and your acronyms, then maybe some more people would have shown up. But you focused in on a niche and you narrowed in on a particular group that you targeted. That was your target demographic. And guess what? Not enough of them even showed up. And even that finally gets admitted here. We see here, however, the $4.8 million opening for Bros is so low that it also means many LGBTQ viewers didn't show up to see the comedy in theaters either. Does that also mean that they are now istaphobes as well? They must be, because they didn't go see the movie. So these LGBTQ people, these viewers who didn't go to see the movie, are now homophobes. Is that what you're telling me? Because that's the logic here. Now we finally get to the headlines in here where a Variety starts tent-polling like the major reasons why this movie actually failed. First of all, no star power. Who is Billy Eichner? And who is, if I can find the other guy, who is Guy Branum? Like, have you heard of these guys before? I haven't. And I'm glad I haven't, because from what I've seen, they're horrible human beings, in my opinion. Next up, guess what? The marketing prioritized the film's importance over the films in comedy. This is basically the woke marketing mechanism. When Bros was announced to premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival, the press release for the movie called it one of the first romantic comedies from a major studio to feature an almost entirely 2S LGBTQIA+ cast. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, I don't know what half of those letters mean anymore because you just keep adding shit. Now it's, 2S, what the fuck is 2S? I honestly don't know, but you know what? I don't fucking care either, all right? Again, when you put all these fucking acronyms and letters and random numbers and pluses and all sorts of shit and say this is the first ever movie with 2SLGP like LPQ plus R divided by XQ raised to the second power. People don't fucking care anymore. They don't know what the fuck any of that shit means. You're not obviously marketing this to a bunch of straight people who you want to come and see your movie, but you're relying on them to come and see your movie or else it's gonna bomb. Maybe ditch all of this crazy woke marketing and just market it as a fucking comedy and say, hey, it's a comedy. And, you know, it shouldn't be a big deal that it's an LGBT whatever comedy. It shouldn't be a big deal because guess what? We're just regular people, just like you. We have romance. We have funny things that happen in our life. And this is just a romantic comedy about two guys. And that's okay. That's nothing special. Honestly, I think if you sold this like that, as this is just a normal in society and it's normal to have a gay rom-com, then you might get more people coming out than selling it as all of these check boxes that we meet because it's just so fucking annoying and tired now. But it goes on. October is a non-starter for rom-coms. According to Box Office Mojo, only 4 of the top 100 highest grossing rom-coms have ever been released in October. And they aren't exactly titans of the genre. Okay, so this is a terrible time to release a rom-com. And this is what I was talking about in my last video about demographics and marketing and knowing even, you know, who's your target market, even down to knowing when to release the movie. And October is not a good time to release this movie. That is not the fault of viewers that they don't want to see a rom-com in October, and that's just understood. It's the fault of these guys for releasing this fucking movie in October. How stupid can you be when you know that's not what people want to see? Now, I do actually like some of the movies that they talk about here, like Serendipity that was released. I mean, it's a good movie. I've seen it. I don't think I've ever really rewatched it. I watched it once and thought it was an okay movie. But Practical Magic, I like. I think that's a great movie. And of course, it's Halloween related, which is why it continues to do well in October and did well in October. It's thematic to the season. Consumers were distracted also by strong streaming releases like Blonde and Hocus Pocus 2. But it gets better from here. Of course, Billy Eichner stands firm on the fact that homophobia as a cause of Bro's bad box office, it was a factor. Yeah, this guy, you know, of course, he's got to double down. He's got to double down. And then it gets even better from there. The Bros actor Guy Branum blasts the well in Brendan Fraser's casting. Like, you know, you've got enough bad press around your movie already. You don't exactly need another guy coming forward and deciding that he's going to attack someone who is actually beloved by fans like Brendan Fraser. But, of course, you did it anyways. This is absolutely brilliant. I think if he was wanting to get media attention from this, then it worked. But the problem is it's just more negative media attention. And, of course, there is a school of thought that says there's no bad PR, but honestly, in this case, I don't think this made anybody say, hey, I should go and check out Bros now because this guy is bashing Brendan Fraser. And why is he bashing him? He's bashing him because basically he thinks, well, he's not fat enough and gay enough to act in this movie. He's got to be exactly the weight that the character is, and he's got to be gay, and he's got to be maybe the right exact ethnicity. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know all these details, but I do know that there's this thing called acting, and that means that, well, someone pretends to be something that they're not, and you use the aid of movie magic to basically allow people a little bit of entertainment. But this guy, he's just like, hey, I don't even want you to be able to be entertained. Who knows? But when he's saying shit like this, I'm just like, this doesn't this in no way ingratiates you towards me. And that's because I'm a big fan of Brendan Fraser, who has really got fucked by Hollywood and by the fact that he spoke out against the violence and the abuse that goes on in Hollywood before it was popular and in vogue to do such a thing. Now it earns you points, but back then it earned him a blacklist from Hollywood. And of course, this article comes out with a little quote of his, well, we all want Brendan Fraser to have a great comeback, but, and there it is. This guy Branham, like, sorry, no pun intended, but this guy sounds like he's just straight up jealous to me. Like, hey, that part could have been mine, or that part should have been mine because I'm a gay fat actor. So why didn't I get this? Here's a clue. You're not as big a name draw. You don't have the star power. Go out and put in your dues and build your name and have fantastic fucking acting. And when you get to the level that Brendan Fraser was at before he got blacklisted from Hollywood, then maybe you can have, you know, these parts like him. And this whole idea that he's not fat enough. I mean, like, how fat does he have to be? I mean, he looks like he's the same weight as this guy in this photo, but he's not fat enough and he's not gay enough. It's really weird because I'm pretty sure that most of the people in all these Marvel movies aren't actually superheroes. They don't actually have special powers. I guess that means they can't do those jobs. They can't actually act like a superhero then. That's just crazy. All the people in Black Panther, they're not actually from Wakanda because Wakanda doesn't exist. So we can't allow them to act in the movie. Why? Well, because they're not Wakandans. Can't have people who aren't Wakandans acting like Wakandans, can we? That's the logic that's being employed here. And just to round this out with what kind of, well, people that we're dealing with here, I just wanted to play this clip here. It's a 1-minute clip of Billy Eichner.
Miss, are you lying low until all that La La Land hype dies down?
But what?
La La Land
Oh, honey, I don't know what you're talking about.
with Emma Stone.
Who?
Emma Stone,
Sorry, babe.
Ryan Gosling.
Okay, I know who that is.
Okay, it's a movie musical in LA.
Definitely not going to LA.
No,
So look, this guy, he's trying to interview her. This lady is sort of humoring him because she's stuck here, really. And she has no choice, I guess. She's just being nice and talking to him while he's interviewing her because she can't walk
you
yet.
don't have to go to LA. It's just a movie about LA.
Yeah, babe. I'm sorry. I'm
Sweetie, don't babe me, okay? It's La La
She is being polite to him and saying, I'm sorry, I don't know about this. And he's like, don't babe me? What an ass.
Land, a lot of Oscar buzz. Could be Emma Stone's here.
4 kids. I'm not watching TV, but
Sweetheart.
And now she's so fucking fed up with him, she's crossing against the light. She's just gonna jaywalk. She's like, fuck this guy, I wanna get away from him. She probably thinks he's fucking crazy because he's acting crazy and like, well, an asshole. He's a crazy asshole. This is Billy Eichner.
Okay, it has Oscar buzz, and I saw Emma Stone do a Q&A, all right?
He thinks he's funny and can be a douche and an asshole to other people simply because he's gay and get away with it. Her response here is fucking savage but appropriate, and I love her for this.
I don't know who you're trying to sass for a f***ing camera, but you got the right bitch to put you in a wrong motherfucking place.
Okay, thank you very much.
She's like, you found the right person to put you in the wrong fucking place. Yeah, that's like the, hey, you better stop messing with me or shit's about to get real. So you want to fuck with me? Then I will fuck with you back. It's coming. Is that what you really want? This is someone who's feeling threatened and says, you better leave me the fuck alone. The fact that this guy, people are supporting a guy who acts like this towards like random people on the street, like a total fucking douche and a total asshole. Yeah, I just can't, I can't get there. I can't get there and be behind this guy. And I can't feel sorry for him for his terrible fucking failed project that is nobody's fault but his own and that of the studio who decided to release this movie at the wrong time and to not have star power behind it, to fail at the marketing because they marketed it to the 2SLGBTQIA plus community, and to release it at a time which wasn't a good time to release a rom-com, and at a time that probably wasn't optimal given other strong releases at the time. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Billy Eichner? And now what do you think about this other guy, Guy Branum, who's coming out and attacking Brendan Fraser for not being fat enough and not being gay enough to portray someone in a movie, because apparently he's never heard of something, I don't know, called acting. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, if you want to continue to smash the narrative, then smash that like, share, and subscribe button. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.